Welcome to Beyond the For You page. Today we're going to be diving into some pop culture content, and today it's me, Brian, and we have a new guest, Alex.
My name Alex. Yeah, I know.
Alex.
I mean, I'm Alex.
We're going to be talking about everything from Jojo Siwa to the Super Bowl to some reality TV shows and the Lopez brothers. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is Jojo Siwa basically coming out to the internet, and like I feel like it was everywhere. Like it's I feel like it's
Really?
even still trending right now. Are you guys like surprised? Like, what did you guys think about like her coming out, how she did it?
Overall, I'm proud. I'm happy. I think that it's amazing that that she's in a way coming out, because for a girl like her age, at like 16 or 17, I mean, I'm relatively close to her age. It is difficult for a person that young to openly say something like that, because I mean, when I was coming out, and it's just overall just out there, personally, to me, I felt very forced, and that's difficult because struggling with your own like personality, sexuality, and like all that, it's tough for also the public to react. So, but with her, I think that there was a lot of mixed reviews, but I definitely think that I was happy to hear this news, because she's such a strong child influencer for kids nowadays, because like she's such a she's widely known and popular for all her like YouTube, for her shows and like everything. So I think that's a great thing about her. And I think with her coming out will also spread the message of like, oh, for younger kids nowadays, for like the generation, like this is what some people might go through, maybe not, but also to show them like what it feels to be proud for yourself, being who you really are, and not having someone being like, oh, you're gay, oh, you're lesbian, oh my gosh, gross. It's like, don't listen to that. Think about yourself, because you are your person. You are not this robot being controlled by the world. So overall, I'll say again, I'm proud and happy. That a little shocked, because I was like, oh wow, I was not expecting it, but I'm proud.
And I agree too. And I also think it's important to note too, like I feel like a lot of people are like digging and like trying to find out like, oh my God, like what does she label herself as? And like she doesn't really label herself at all. And I think that's like completely appropriate and like valid, and you can come out and like not label yourself at all.
Right.
You know what I mean? And she doesn't have a label, and that's like something that I feel like people expect too. But it's something that you don't have to share with people. It's just like, yeah, I'm part of the LGBT community, like, and what, like, you know what I mean?
And it's like, what else do you want me to say?
And she's probably still figuring it out too. And like, I think too, like, her being herself like affects also her business and everything like that. So I think she's trying to really like just maneuver and figure out like what the best thing for her to do moving forward is. But I do have to say, I agree with Alex. Like I'm so proud. Like I have a little sister that watches her and stuff, and just to have that representation like as a kid is like super, super important,
Absolutely. And I definitely agree with what both of you guys said about that. Like you said, Asante, like your sister watches her, and plenty of other, girls and boys probably watch her, across the nation. So like it's cool to have someone like, in her position doing that. And like, the more people who are in like that position, who come out, the more accepting people are towards like LGBTQ individuals. And
personally, to me, with Jojo Siwa, I just feel like it's not something like, oh, I knew it, she was gonna come out. It's like, no one had any intuition whatsoever. Just because she like, oh, there's a lot of rainbows and all that stuff doesn't automatically mean LGBT, because what you said before, I think, Asante, you saying about labeling, one thing that did, not in like so much of a bad way, just like it hit me first, was annoying to me, was immediately people were like, oh my gosh, what is she? Oh my God, is she gay? It was like, no, shut the hell up. No one needs to hear that comment. Like, if you are going to come out because you're proud of yourself and whatnot for the LGBT community, even if you don't know what your label is, or if you have your own label, it is 100% like disrespectful and rude for other people to immediately assume, because I had to go through the same thing throughout my middle school life. Like immediately, like even if I didn't even say I was coming out, people still assume like they're like, oh, are you gay? Oh, are you this? It's like because they based off what I was doing. Like I'd wear like bright clothing. I would always dye my hair. I like, even though my voice was higher because I didn't hit freaking puberty, for God's sake, because people don't know what the body is. I would also like draw my nails, draw my hands and stuff. And like automatically people labeled me, you are gay. And I was like, you are incorrect. Thank you. But when I did come out and bisexual, proud, we love me. I felt as though maybe this will show people that I am not just some little, you know, not like a mouse, like conquering like this giant elephant. I'm not afraid of being who I am, because I am who I am and I'm happy for that. And so immediately I was like annoyed that people were trying to automatically label her, and it's like, can you like give her like 10 minutes to like freaking breathe, or even like blink or sneeze or cough or anything? Like, good God, like it's so embarrassing. It's like hearing that from a person saying like, oh, what's her label? It's like, are you actually asking this? Like, what business do you have?
And I understand like the general like curiosity, like, oh, like what does she come out as, like, and if there's really no response, it's like, all right, just leave it at that. Like, you know what I mean?
It's like, don't
keep digging
just
for it.
Don't keep asking,
that's
because
what
it's just everyone's gonna be,
you know, when people keep digging.
It's like, don't push.
Jojo Siwa, is she 16?
16, I believe. She's younger than me. I know that because she's like,
I know she's really young. I just don't know exactly the number.
I think she's 16 the last time I checked, because I know she was on the Masked Singer favorite show, and I think she was 16 at the time. So
she was on the Masked Singer?
Yes, you didn't know that? Oh my God, girl, you gotta watch TV. Oh, that's awkward, because okay, thank you for having me on this podcast. It's really great talking to you guys. Thank you. Bye. Like, okay. What's cool about it is that you get to guess.
A little bit. I enjoy it when I do watch it. Also, I just looked it up, and Jojo Siwa is 17. So
wow, none of us are
so
right. Well, since we're all LGBT, I feel like we've all kind of had that experience of like people trying to like out us and like just like air out like who we are, and like honestly that's just like so disrespectful. Like I've had that happen to me in high school with this one girl, and like it's just like, dude, if someone opens up to you and tells you not to like share that, like just don't do it. Like,
right, because that person, you're putting trust in that person. It's just like just wasting it,
especially when you're not comfortable and you're insecure about it, like most people are usually when you're young in high school, you know.
Right, exactly.
Not everybody, but me personally.
Yeah, definitely.
Jojo, we stand Jojo.
We love Jojo though. Shout out to Jojo.
Yeah, shout out to Jojo Siwa. She's gonna be a
Jojo. Watch this.
Hopefully she replace. Dude, I saw on Twitter that people were saying she's gonna replace Ellen.
She's the next step.
Just because Ellen is lesbian doesn't mean she is. Like, that's immediately what I thought of. I was like, just because she's lesbian doesn't mean she is.
It's just funny though. I think it just pokes like fun at the fact that like there's like such little like LGBT representation, and like the only person like people can bring up is literally Ellen. Like that's Ellen. That's fucking sad. That's so pathetic.
That's actually really embarrassing to think about. Like,
we're gonna move on to Lil Huddy's new song. I don't know if you guys heard it at all, or if you know who that is.
What song?
He made a song called 21st Century Vampire. Lil Huddy is known for kind of being very like gothic, very emo, and dating Charlie D'Amelio, which is the most popular creator on TikTok. And honestly, I actually posted a TikTok about this, and I didn't think the song was that bad. I don't know what I was expecting. I went in there with no expectations, and it was actually pretty good. Like, I'm not gonna lie, music video was a little weird.
Definitely weird, yeah.
But I don't know, I guess I kind of want to talk about like TikTokers kind of like moving into this like music industry, and like kind of like, you know, they went on the app making dancing videos, and now they're like basically owning the audios to like these dancing videos that are coming out. Like, we've seen this with Dixie, we've seen this with all kinds of like, I wouldn't say one hit wonders, but like a lot of people that have gained popularity like by having a viral song or dance or whatever. So how do you guys feel about these, like, I guess, like, mainstream TikTokers, like, kind of moving into the industry now?
I mean, despite like Little Huddy going into the like just now going into music, I was like, okay, he's now music. I mean, like there's Dixie as well, but I mean, I don't know if there's any other people. There probably is, but like whenever I think about it, it almost like reminds me of like YouTubers who start music. Like for example, like Gabby Hanna. Like we all know her music and how it's very interesting. Not me being a fan of her literally for a year straight. God, that's embarrassing. Moving on. I just think it's interesting because I mean, even for us, like a big creator on such like a wide range app, I think it's never bad to like to try out new things. Like for me, like I want to maybe write a song or something, like, or maybe I want to do gymnastics, you know, like anything. I just think it's interesting. It's like try out something that you might not even realize that you might have a talent for. Like for example, like you might not know this, Jordan Woods, she's widely known for being like Instagram, like she's best known for being with like Kylie Jenner and whatnot.
Yeah.
Surprisingly enough, she can sing. Shocked everyone, including me. I did not know she could sing, but that's different. What I'm saying is that if you are like say on TikTok or whatnot, and all of a sudden you start music, I think it's good to try it out. You don't have to continue. I mean, Dixie, you know, I mean, she's like still trying to continue with the music or be happy or be sad. I don't know. I think it's always best to try out new things. And, you know, even if people don't do or don't like it, don't quit. Like, just continue if it's the best thing to do.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, I think it's as an influencer, if I was in their position, like, I would definitely want to branch out. But at the same time, like, I feel like just because you're popular and, like, you have clout, like, I don't know. Like, you can try it, but, like, I don't know. It just doesn't mean that you're, like, a singer.
You're gonna be good.
You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
I feel like a lot of
people
good. I feel like a lot of people just do it for the money, and like I don't
Right.
really think that they're very passionate about like the lyrics, the music, like you know. And I don't know. I low key get those vibes from Dixie. Like I don't know if she really
in a
wants to
way,
do
yeah.
music,
I agree.
or if it's like her team pushing her, like we want you to do this, we want you to be different from Charlie.
Just wanted to do as much as possible to like
so
stand.
we don't know, but I feel like that from her. I get those vibes. Like I don't know. So it's just
I just think that like I think that with Dixie, I mean, I know a lot of people say like, oh, her music's bad, oh, her music's good. But I think with Dixie, it's hard to tell. It's like, does she actually want to make music, or is she just doing this because it's something of her interest? I mean, when
I don't know, from an outsider's perspective, it just feels like, to me, it feels very unnatural. Like, I don't know. That's just my opinion.
It's just awkward. But I mean, if you're going to sing about a 21st century tampon, vampire, it sounds like a tampon. It sounds like he said tampon. I legit thought he said 21st century tampon. I was like, I'm sorry. What did you just say?
Honestly, I had people commenting on that on my video, and I was like, why are people saying that?
Because you don't hear the emphasis on the V for vampire. That's a thing. It's like so weird. It's like, that's one thing that Dixie and now Lil Huddy need to work on is enunciation on their music. Just out there. Like,
the auto-tune, that's why. I feel like the auto-tune messes up their pronunciation.
Buys, what?
Buys.
Sometimes I don't want to be. That's such a banger.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, their music is catchy though. Like
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like One Whole Day. I kind of like it. I mean, it's not too bad. I was really, 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 really sad.
I was vibing to Dixie when we just like.
First we dislike it, now we're like, actually it's good, you know? I mean,
how far clout can like allow you to get to so many different industries and like hobbies, and like I don't know, I feel like just entering so many of those like those paths, you know, music, like acting, just the entertainment like industry in general. Like it's just so crazy how just because you have clout, like it's like, okay, you're a singer now. You could do it. You got.
Oh my god! It's like you get like an opportunity. It's like for like Dixie or Charlie. It's like, okay, here's your opportunity. I mean, I was surprised to see that Addison Rae was announcing the award for Harry Styles. I wasn't annoyed by that. I was annoyed that people were annoyed by that. I was like, let the fucking girl announce the award. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
Like, let people have the opportunity to do.
Yeah.
Like, like I don't see you doing it.
Yeah, Addison gets so much unwanted hate.
Literally, I don't get it.
Like, and I understand people's like critiques about her with like, I know like the video that was going around with like the BML and like all kinds. I feel like a lot of like racial things with her. Like I get that you can critique that, but at the same time, it's like I feel like she's moving forward in like a positive way, and she's putting out a lot of positive energy. And I think people are, I don't know, I feel like we're like in a very like toxic like culture, like, and we just like to
People
like
just want unnecessary drama for TikTok. It's like literally Charlie breathes. Oh
literally
my
that's
God,
everybody.
canceled. Literally, someone breathes on TikTok, it's immediate canceled. It's like, what the hell? Is this what we have to do? It's like, is this what you have in your free time to do? Like literally worry about someone's life being like, oh my God, let's cancel.
People just want drama.
Go eat a salad. Like shit.
Yeah.
Drama.
Yeah.
There's so much better things to do than just like find
It's like, sorry, I forgot that like important, like going to bed. Like, don't you people like all want to sleep? Go do it. Like
if you have, I feel like if you have a valid criticism
anyways,
for a creator, like that's okay. Like on my TikTok, I criticize a lot of creators. Like I'm not gonna lie, but I feel like, in my opinion, like they're valid like criticism. Some people just like are just plain out rude, like for no like just like explanation. You know what I mean?
it's like if you're gonna critique someone, actually have a reason. It's like
I actually have a
it's like
valid
when
critique. Yeah.
yeah, it's like if you're gonna be like, oh, just for an example, it's like, oh, I don't like Brian's content. Why don't you like it? Doesn't have an explanation. That is just a critique where it's just like you're just starting up something
Brian,
for no
doesn't
reason.
like
But
your
if you say like
content.
you have a reason for it, it's like, oh, it's because maybe it's like, oh, you lack a certain blah 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 or this, then that makes maybe a valid point. I mean, it could, but it doesn't have to. But like if you're going to critique someone on something, at least have some evidence of